Welcome to the T-Pac Arcade. Today's game is Eliminate Down for the Sega Mega Drive. And if you're wondering why the cartridge has this weird translucent green shell, it's because my copy is the licensed reissue from Retrobit. And thank goodness for that, because the original 1993 release of this game is expensive. Anyway, in this shoot 'em up from Apernet and Softvision, a multiplying monster in the Amulet Nebula is threatening Earth, and only the Steel Pylon is up to the challenge of eliminating it. Down. Cause eliminate down? I don't know what the down part means. So you pilot your steel pylon through 8 levels, dodging missiles on lava planets, ascending mechanical mountains full of creepy cyborg dudes whose chests rip open to reveal machine guns, weaving through spiky insects in a cave made of tendons and ribs, navigating electric beams in a space factory, and hopefully not getting set on fire in a cosmic junkyard. But most likely getting set on fire in a cosmic junkyard, because sometimes the screen will just become a blanket of flames out of absolutely nowhere. Everything in Eliminate Down is basically one giant maniacal trap designed to leave you dazed and confused. And singed. As you might imagine, my whole experience of playing this game can be summarized by sensory overstimulation. My brain was always like 2.5 steps behind whatever madness was trying to atomize me on screen. I was flailing around in a bizarre alternate dimension of flying missile launchers covered in green muscle growths, corridors made of teeth and guts, a karate chop and golden mech with a radioactive plant lizard in its stomach, giant neon centipedes teleporting in and out of fluorescent lamps, flesh-spewing meat blobs with flailing claw arms, and what I can only describe as the purple intergalactic rectangle of death. But for some reason, I loved every minute of it. You get a triple threat arsenal to fend off these Amulet Nebula hordes, which you can switch between on the fly. The standard cannon shoots forward, the rear pulse shoots backward, and the missiles cover your diagonals. And upgrade icons increase the firepower of each weapon, or give you a shield, which never lasts very long, but will at least keep you afloat for a little while in whatever hectic alien swarm has decided that your ship would look better ripped in half and left to the cold dark abyss of the cosmos. You also get adjustable speed! Hooray! Speaking of which, the majority of this game's soundtrack is essentially 16-bit sci-fi speed metal, which fits the whole hardcore frenetic space vibe that's going on. And the mushy blaster and explosion effects add some nice contrast to the sharp chiptunes. There's also a notable bell chime that rings when you land the killing blow on an enemy, which may seem out of place in a soundscape like this, but I actually found it to be a welcome sort of jarring. And there's more to love here. Eliminate Down features my favorite brand of shoot-em-up graphics, which I endearingly dub biomechanical cosmic atrocities. Everything is basically a nasty, imposing, contorted hunk of metal and flesh. It all looks like it's in pain, and it all looks like it wants to eat you for breakfast. And that's the ideal brand of horrifying for any self-respecting sci-fi space shooter. The difficulty of this game is also horrifying. With so many gotcha traps, multi-phase enemies, and purple intergalactic rectangles of death, it's as brutal as 16-bit shoot-em-ups come. But there is a saving grace here. The game's manual has a cheat code for 30 lives per credit, which is the only reason I was able to beat this monstrosity. Problem is, that meant I only cleared the hardest sections by hemorrhaging extra lives, instead of actually learning to counter the enemy patterns and stage hazards. If I had $1 for every time I died here, I'd be able to afford an original 1993 copy of this game. I might like to go back for another playthrough with save states and see how I fare with the default 5 stock, but for now, I'm happy to cheese my way through with the built-in crutch. The most novel aspect of Eliminate Down, as silly as it may sound, is the little whack-a-mole style minigame that you can access from the title screen. I don't know why it's there, but it is. My favorite part of Eliminate Down was the mid-bosses. They had really cool designs to draw me in, interesting weapons to keep me engaged, and simple enough patterns to let me take them down without chain dying like usual. But if I could change one thing here, I'd at least give some preemptive warning to the more egregious traps in this game. Like the walls that just decide to jettison metal bricks at you at a moment's notice. That's just plain mean. Overall, Eliminate Down definitely lives up to its awesome but brutal reputation. And considering how much fun it was with the 30 lives cheat code, I can forgive it for suddenly setting the entire screen on fire, giving me nightmares about flesh-spewing meat blobs, and acquainting me with my new arch nemesis, the purple intergalactic rectangle of death.